name's Richard Fell. I'm an executive producer at Carnival NBCU. I think the drama landscape in the UK is really exciting at the moment. I think we've had a year of really considerable breakout hits. If you look at Downton Abbey, which is now coming to season 5, you look at Broadchurch, Last Tango in Halifax, Call the Midwife, really big shows that are really appealing to a much broader audience than people might have anticipated.
I'm awfully afraid you must telephone an ambulance. Oh!
I think there's been a tendency to sort of suggest that with multi-channel and the arrival of internet and all these other platforms, that big breakthrough television, terrestrial television shows were on the wane. But I think these shows show that there's life in the old dog yet.
I swear, honestly, I never did. I think that's on me. I only ever cared for him, but... You have to believe that.
I thought I'd hate you, Joe. But seeing you here, you're not even worth that. Just pity you. Because you're nothing.
I think the arrival of Sky Television in the drama commissioning arena has breathed new life into the genre. I think their bold approach to shows has broadened out the range that's available. I think they're an exciting new force in the British broadcasting landscape, and for producers like us, any new broadcaster, particularly those with a different take on what their audience might want, is exciting. And we are making an adaptation of Dracula for NBC and Sky at the moment, and hope to be making a lot more very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Alexander Grayson.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you tonight power.
I think SVOD is really interesting. I mean, obviously there's been some really mouth-watering, eye-catching commissions made by Netflix recently, notably The House of Cards, starring Kevin Spacey and directed by David Fincher. My own view is really that the proliferation of platforms is good for drama. It's other ways of consuming or watching the programs we make, which are more audience-friendly. We're all now used to the idea that a linear schedule is something from the last century, and whether it be catch-up, whether it be DVD, whether it be PVR, whether it be SVOD, or what have you, or downloading from the web, they are ways that make it easier for the audience to watch our stories when and how they want them, on the go, in the office, at home, in bed, what have you.
Get ready, Kathy. Things are about to move very quickly.
Okay.
It allows more space for the show to grow and grow and grow and grow and build a loyalty, and clearly that's in everyone's interest, both the broadcaster and the producer. I also think that the beautifully crafted single film or serial, 4-parter, 2-parter, 3-parter, is undergoing something of a revival as well. I think that these events in the schedule, because they can be marketed, because they can be time can be spent on them, and you can attract writers or actors or directors who maybe only have time for a short period of time on a single. Some of my favourite TV of the last few years has been single or short run series, like Room at the Top on BBC4, Mildred Pierce on HBO. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful films.
Large coffee. How'd I do?
Very good. And if you could step on it slightly, why, I might just get to Santa Barbara in time for a little swim before the sun goes down.
Gee, wish I could go to Santa Barbara.
Oh, come along.
You better look out. I might say yes.
Trends in drama come and go, and gritty drama has its place, I guess. I mean, there's some so-called gritty dramas like Top Boy on Channel 4, which are brilliant. Alongside The Village on BBC One, which some people have criticised for being a bit too gritty, but actually is brilliant.
You know what this is, don't you? And he brings it here to this village. To this house, to his bed. What have you done?
They're sort of slightly easy stereotypes, I think. We slightly slip into these, oh, well, British is gritty, American is glossy. We're all making all kinds of drama, and that's why it's a particularly fertile and creative period, I think, for British and American and indeed European drama. Well, I think the tax breaks in the UK is brilliant. I think it's about time. It's about time the government realised what opportunities that will bring, what business that will bring, what creative opportunities that will bring to an industry which contributes an enormous amount to Britain as a whole. So it's fantastic. The upside is that our top-end dramas can be bigger and more lavish, and we can shoot them in the UK. Having schlepped around Eastern Europe and South Africa and America trying to find the best tax break, and then trying to make what your shoot look like somewhere or other, it doesn't really help. And actually some shows really need to be shot in Britain. So I think it's brilliant for a whole number of reasons. I've noticed, and I don't know whether this is something that's going to be a problem, but there's, with so much production happening in the UK, we're going to certainly have to be on our toes with regard to the fantastic crafts people we have working in our industry. There's only so many line producers, there's only so many DOPs, there's only so many teams, and if they all get soaked up by American series coming over, we're going to have to be slightly fleet of foot to make sure our own shows don't get left behind.
My lovely boy, please, for me, I want you to go. Oh.
I don't think I agree with the criticism that the main beneficiaries of the tax breaks will be the US networks and studios, because I think that it will mean more work for people who work in our industry in general. There will be competition, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that we have a lot to learn from American studio drama, and I think our shows will benefit too. I'm all for a bit of competition. I think it really helps.
Oh, President-elect Garrett Walker. Do I like him? No. Do I believe in him? That's beside the point. Any politician that gets 70 million votes has tapped into something larger than himself, larger than even me, as much as I hate to admit it.
We have lots of shows in development, none of which I can talk about because they're all top secret. Seriously though, we are currently shooting Dracula for NBC and Sky, starring Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, which is looking great. We are shooting a sequel to Page 8 by David Hare, starring Bill Nighy and Winona Ryder and some other fantastic faces. 2 sequels, in fact. We are shooting a 2-parter for ITV about Christopher Jeffries, written by Pete Morgan. And we've just wrapped a miniseries called 739, written by David Nichols, he of One Day fame. So we've got a lot of shows coming up next year to look out for. Really exciting year. And it's a very exciting time to be at Carnival, actually. It's a very creative company. And of course, more Downton.